Last night was a good night, going 5 of 5, 4 of 5, and 6 of 6 if you mixed and matched the plays here. As always, posted before lock, free of charge. All I ask of you is to like and follow the channel. Celebrate the wins, boys, because they're hard to come by. With that being said, let's get into it. The situation with the Bulls is what we like to call a chalk spot. Vucevic and Levine are both in smash spots here. The Pacers don't play much defense, DeRozan is sitting out, and it's a 3-point spread. It's also a pace-up spot for the Bulls. This is fantasy gold on paper. My issue with Vuce is that he disappears after the first half a lot, and Levine is streaky because his fantasy points is directly tied to his ability to score buckets. With that in mind, Vuce is projected for 51 fantasy points on Labs with a usage rate of 25%. I will be taking his over 45 fantasy points, but may also take his first half prop over 22.5 fantasy points as well. Levine has a 31% usage rate and a projected fantasy point total of 47. You can take his over on fantasy points or his over on free throws at 5.5. This is like the Suns roulette yesterday. Paul and Nate both hit, but it's up to you to decide which one you're more comfortable with. Next up is PJ Washington. Since Plumlee has left, he's been getting it done. I really don't like playing him because sometimes he's lazy, but lately I can't complain and I'll go right back to the well. He has a 33 projected fantasy point total with a modest usage rate of about 19%. The Spurs and Hornets both play fast, so I expect a lot of possessions in this game, which is very good for fantasy point totals. If you feel more comfortable with another Hornet, go for it, but he's my priority tonight. I also like Terry Rozier over 22.5 points and his fantasy point total as well. Next up is Jalen Brunson. The man is in straight beast mode. He's been getting it done almost every night, which is my only reservation here. I love the close spread at 3 points, and Brunson is going to play around 35 minutes. If the game stays close, he should crush. His usage rate is projected for 28% with a fantasy point total of 45 according to Fantasy Labs. He's been doing it so often that he's a prime candidate for a letdown spot, but I'm still going to take him. The Knicks also go into overtime often, giving us added upside here. Next up, we go back to Jalen Williams, who's finally getting a bumped up prop total on Prizepicks. He's projected for 33 fantasy points on Labs with a modest usage rate of 18%. The Houston Rockets don't play defense. They just don't. This is a pace-up spot with 234 points projected to be scored. Again, he's one of those guys that can let you down, but I'm going to keep playing him until that time comes. Take the over on his fantasy points. Lastly, we are going to Memphis and targeting Desmond Bane. He's been stuffing that stat sheet recently, and he's an elite matchup here facing Utah. He's projected for 25% usage rate and 39 fantasy points on Labs. The Jazz are a pace-up spot for him, and they play fast. The point total is high, but there is also a blowout risk. The goal here is for Bane to get hot, make his shots, and keep getting the boards and assists like he has been. Those are my favorite plays for the days, guys. The board is actually loaded today, and my personal model is popping guys that I wanted to give a quick mention to. Like I always say, pick the guys you like and make your own slips. I just provide the numbers, my thoughts, and how I'm approaching it. Here's my list of guys that I also like. Zach Collins over 32.5 fantasy points, Kyrie Irving over 42.5 fantasy points, Brandon Ingram over 40.5 fantasy points, Tyrese Halliburton over 42.5 fantasy points, and lastly, Jalen Green over 34.5 fantasy points. That's the video. I hope this helps you make some coin tonight. Some of you ask for the videos to be posted early. I do them as early as I can. The NBA is very volatile and things are changing constantly. Set your notifications for TikTok on and hit the bell on my channel. That way you're notified the second it drops. Also, very important, after a winning night, I always bet smaller the following night. It's just best practice. Don't steam bet. Remember, we are grinding it out. Good luck tonight, and as always, crush.